Hello fellow Ibiza lovers and welcome to Summit 2024. I'm very excited to be back at the International Music Summit to start off the season, and this year we're here in Kalajonga at the Mondrian Hyde Hotel. So I'm looking forward to experiencing the new location and catching up with many of the wonderful people that are a part of the music industry. So let's go and check out what's happening at the Ibiza International Music Summit 2024 and get this summer started. Let's go. As Lucky Live TV, we've been attending and documenting the Ibiza IMS since 2010, and it has been a real honor to be a part of its evolution over the last 15 years. The annual Music Summit marks the beginning of the Ibiza season for us and for many others on the island, and it has led to some of our most important clients, collaborations, and friendships over the years. With keynote speakers, panel discussions, tech exhibitions, community projects, radio shows, DJ sets, and of course, the mini parties that take place over the week, plus the more recent edition of health and wellness talks, exercises, and experiences. The week of the Ibiza IMS is the perfect time and place for us and the many out there like us to do what we do best, to connect, create, and celebrate. Enjoy this jam-packed report of the Ibiza IMS 2024 and all the amazing parties we get to attend this week. And this year, what I'm going to be asking everybody is,
what am I loving about music right now?
What a question.
I'll tell you something.
I'm so excited about music coming out of the continent of Africa.
It makes you express or adapt all of your feelings.
Allows me that to communicate my feelings and express myself, and that's this kind of freedom.
Without music, man, I don't know what I'd be like.
I don't know what I'd do without it. It's literally everything I do all day long.
What I love about it is I'm part of it.
Jessica Cavata-McCarthy from Pasha, she's the artistic director. Neil Evans, director of music at Amnesia.
I see it from kind of all sides, having worked at Pasha with Jess for many years, 12, 13 years, and being very well established, and then trying to open a new venue like Chinois. You kind of feel like Nemo surrounded by great white sharks, you know, and because they're already positioned.
Pikes Hotel is the essence of some of the magic that very much still exists on the island. And I genuinely believe that in my lifetime, San Antonio will become pretty much the centre of gravity of this island again, as it was in the past.
The Plateau Masquerade Party actually started in Amnesia first. So we sat down and we just see we could hammer a deal, and he thought it was a good move.
And he loves also the musical freedom. He's not stick to a specific genre.
And when it starts getting cold again, like towards October, November, I just fly back to Brazil and it's summer again. So it's basically summer forever.
How do you navigate yourself from doing long hours and traveling all this way?
You do like short bursts of touring with like short bursts of being at home again, work better.
What I love about music right now is creating it.
For me, music is a beautiful way to switch off and really come back to our center.
The way that it's like a transportation thing. It takes me back to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it takes me to the future because music is life.
I'm loving seeing my son really come into his own with his musical style and with his direction and with his creative output.
To share this experience with my son that I'm DJing with and producing music together.
The DJ booth was popping off and the dance floors, everyone was just filming. It's a crazy scene. But what I do find interesting is perhaps the younger crowd who 5 years ago were defending the use of phones on the dance floor. Actually, now a lot of them, as they're growing up, they're kind of rethinking and saying, maybe it's not such a good idea. They sort of seem to be falling back onto the sides of maybe not necessarily a ban, but more controls are a positive thing.
Yeah, technology is going to hopefully solve all our problems, but at the base of it are human beings, and the data all relies on human beings to input that.
I remember my granddad complaining because TV had gone to HD. It's like you have these moments where AI will be challenging for people, but if you understand how to use it to your advantage, it will be able to complement and enhance what you're doing.
What I'm loving so much about music is the accessibility to creativity. So I never thought that I'd ever be able to make tunes, and the access to courses, the internet, sample packs has meant that I've been able to make music, and so I've absolutely fallen in love with the creative process.
Being around people that understand the journey it takes to become a great artist and make an impact in the world.
In the middle of that was one of the most famous nightclubs in the world, Space, which was in operation for 27 years. Can you tell us a bit about your memories of the club and how you went about managing probably what was one of the more challenging periods of your career in terms of the takeover and transforming it to Higher?
It was more challenging, I think, the Ushuaia project, because it was a bit newer and a bit more difficult.
Most people who get that first big check put it towards some sort of property. That tends to be the sensible ones. Some go and buy a Ferrari, but
Spain became a way more expensive place to run businesses.
What was the question again?
What I love most about music right now is
to make people happy.
The diversity and the blurring of styles.
The diversity of music and how it's encouraging people to wake up and to grow and to connect to each other much more on a deeper level.
When we first arrived in Ibiza, we were hosting wild hedonistic rave tours in San Antonio. And almost 20 years later, we've become known for our more balanced approach to the scene with our Eat, Sleep, Rave Retreat series. So it's great to see that, as we evolve, the IMS and the music industry as a whole is evolving too. So aside from the networking, industry meetings and events on offer, while at the IMS you can now take part in talks and experiences in the wellness world, including morning hikes, breathwork sessions, sound ceremonies, yoga, meditation, and of course, some healthy smoothies to help you replenish during this busy beginning to the Ibiza season.
We pass on and we pass down our creativity through our DNA, and we were passed it down through our parents and grandparents' DNA, and I just love this whole repeat cycles.
The significance of Ubuntu, wherever people are gathering, music is the first thing, you know. That's why in South Africa, like even dance music, it's like mainstream because of how powerful it is in terms of the significance of what we live for.
It's a universal language, everybody connects, whatever taste you have.
This new energy, this new era of youth that are coming through and claiming electronic music and dance music for themselves.
I think the community of the music industry is in a better place than it's ever been.
The way it brings people together and unites people, especially on the dance floor.
Unfortunately, electronic music is very unequal, and so my life is dedicated to trying to equalize the industry.
What I love about music right now is the amazing wave of empowered women that we have coming through music, and I love to support them and help them grow through this progressive change that we're having in the music scene.
It's really incredible to be sitting down having meaningful conversations with people that understand how much of a hustle it is and who are being innovative with their own journeys and supporting artists, and mostly just helping the world receive great music every day. And also, I don't mind the view, it's not too bad.
This week, we also attend a few events that take place outside of the IMS. On Wednesday, we party at Pikes for the summer opening of the Back to Mind series. And on Thursday, we join female artist on the rise, Carly Wilford, following her from the Armada Hotel studio room, where she finishes up her track with some creative collaborators, and then onto the Armada party at Sapunta, and later Club Shunwa, where she drops the brand new release on a killer sound system. We also got a very special invite to attend the opening of the Space Ibiza party at Eden, but we'll save those highlights for the end.
Back to an exciting time, similar to the early 90s. The vibe is incredible, the electronic scene is absolutely pumping, so positive times, great times.
I like Italo disco and acid house.
All genres coming back, and some of it actually better than the first time.
Techno forever.
There's no rules, there's no genres, all the walls have been broken down.
Acid house will never die. doesn't matter where you're from, how old you are. The beat still goes on.
It resonates with everybody. It's global. It doesn't have a country.
I love everything. I love everything about music.
I think music is my heroin. If someone wasn't paying me, I'd do it for free anyway.
But at the same time, there's a second dopamine, which is the guy behind the camera, Mike.
Music is medicine and it heals.
This is why I love music.
That's what music has done for me, you know.
So yeah, that's what I'll say.
It's all about the Ibiza magic.
With which music?
And this is exactly how it rolls out here.
So that's why I like music.
This is what I found here on the island.
Everything. Okay, everybody, that's us. Ibiza International Music Summit 2024 coming up to a wrap-up. Summer will officially start as of now. We're heading up to Dalt Vila to go and check out the final party, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you all for joining us, and thank you to all the amazing, amazing, amazing artists, promoters, DJs, producers, everybody that's jumped in on this week's film, and to Danny Whittle, Pete Tong, and all the IMS crew for the amazing conference that they have created and continue to drive forward. Come up to the party and check it out with us, and afterwards we'll head on to Eden for the Space Ibiza Opening Party. Let's do it.
For those of you that know the history of the legendary Space Ibiza, you'll appreciate just how special it was for us to be there to capture this opening party. And although it wasn't an official event associated with the Ibiza IMS, it sure was one of the highlights of the week for us here at Lucky Life. Big love to you all. See you in Ibiza this summer.